Hey, I'm back with No Frills Hi-Fi. Today I'm going to be looking at or reviewing the FX Audio FX03. This is a tiny would be an understatement. Tiny little DAC. DAC stands for digital to analog converter. So basically this will take a digital source like a phone, computer, iPad, whatever you got, and convert it into analog. The idea is that analog is going to be a little more realistic sounding, a little warmer. This is a pretty simple device if you watch the unboxing. It just uses a USB-C port to connect to the audio source and RCA out. So the one thing I think it may be missing is a headphone jack. That would be kind of cool, but you could always get an RCA to headphone adapter. I'm going to be using another FX Audio product, the Tube 05, to test this out. I'll probably do a separate video on that one as well. But what I'm going to be using is an iPhone XS Max, but like I said, you can use all sorts of stuff. You can use a Macintosh computer, you can use a Windows computer, you can even use a Linux computer if you feel like getting that one set up. Chances are if you use Linux anyway, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. One thing that's important to note, the cable that comes with your phone is not going to work with the FX03. That is a charging cable. Yes, it can run data, but it's not recognized as headphones. So I'll show you the workaround there. But first, I'm just going to go ahead and plug my headphones into my phone, get them on my head. And so I usually use music from Big Pink by the band. If you've watched any other videos, that's my test album. I always try to use the same one every time so I can kind of tell the little nuances that are different because I know the album really well. Right now, I mean, this is high resolution lossless on Apple Music. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really happy with it. I would typically, play it on my turntable unless I'm just, walking around or, exercising or whatever. Then I'm going to use my phone, and it's fine for that. It's not a critical listener, but, for just chilling, listening to some music, it's great. It's just not going to blow you away with the quality of the sound, in my opinion. It sounds pretty good. The mids are perfect, with the vocals and everything coming through. Rick Danko's singing right now. His voice is a little high, so it's a little flat. Bass is there. I'm not going to say it's non-existent, but it's close. It's just not something that that I would brag about. But let's start getting this set up while I've got that playing. So the workaround I told you about, you're going to need a couple things. This cable is the cable that comes with the device. This is just a USB A to C cable, and we're just going to plug that in. And this is an adapter. It's actually a camera adapter for the phones, but it works just the same. So you just plug this in. If you need to charge the phone, you can still plug your lightning charging cable into there and charge the phone while you're doing this. But I'm going to go ahead and switch this over and put my headphone adapter on. So from the FX03, I'm going to use an AudioQuest cable here for RCA, and we're going to run that from the DAC over to the amplifier. I'm going to plug my headphone in before I forget to do that, and we'll go ahead and just get that turned on. Start this song over. So that is very loud out of the gate there. And you can control volume on the phone or the amp. I just had that cranked up all the way for some reason. But one thing that's pretty cool, if you go into your audio settings on your phone, it's instantly recognizing the DAC. It's not just blindly playing to it. It actually knows what that DAC is automatically, which is kind of cool. And let's see, so I've got the audio playing. I'm going to turn that up just a hair again. So I actually kind of don't believe it, because as much as I hate to say it, I kind of almost didn't want it to work because it's so tiny. It's kind of hard to believe that it would do anything. And I'm not going to say it's like earth-shattering, like, oh my god, I have to go shout it out and run to my neighbors and show them all this new thing. But it actually does work. I mean, it sounds... I'm going to say it definitely sounds more open, more realistic. It still doesn't have a whole lot of bass. Now the bass is set to 0. It's mid on here. I didn't want to have any adjustments from this really affecting that sound, but yeah, it definitely sounds better than it did before by a long shot. Now I am going through a separate tube amp, so just to kind of, you know, make sure I'm doing everything right. I don't want to just give a critique based on the sound on that. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to switch this around a little bit, and I'm going to go straight from the phone through that just to kind of see what that sounds like. So let's just switch this real quick. Turn that off. Always turn your stuff off. In fact, probably should just go ahead and unplug it. But, yeah, you know, ain't nobody got time for that. Alright. So now I'm just going to hear it just straight from here like I should have done in the first place. I plugged the headphones directly into here. It wasn't a really fair assessment. So let's see now with it just going to that. So right away I'm definitely having to increase the volume. Yeah, and honestly it sounds like it did on the headphones. I mean, it's like I said, it's not bad, but it is very flat. Not getting a whole lot of highs, not getting a whole lot of lows. Mids are just kind of washing out everything else, and it doesn't feel like it's real. Like, it definitely sounds like digital music to me. You know, like I said before, it's not bad if you're, you know, at the gym or whatever. It's fine for stuff like that. But if you're sitting down, quiet room, relaxing, critically listening, this is just not what you want. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and plug in the FX03 again. So one thing I will say, it's significantly louder with that. I mean, it's definitely an improvement there, but, well, I guess loud is an improvement if you want to call it that. But I'm definitely getting a lot more highs and lows out of it. It doesn't sound like it's just all mids, and I will say it maybe sounds a little bit more clear, a little more clarity or detail, but I think that's just because the way it kind of opens everything up. I mean, it sounds more like somebody's playing in front of you. And I'm not gonna say that, you know, it sounds like I'm sitting in a concert right now. You know, but I will say for a $50 device, this thing performs like a $200 or $300 device. I'm actually really impressed with it. Like I said, I kind of didn't really want to believe it. You know, it looks like something, I don't know, you could almost get that out of a gumball machine as small as it is. But, you know, I like that because it's something I wouldn't hesitate to take with me if I was, you know, traveling, get to the hotel at night, and you want to relax and forget about the, you know, all day long in the airport you just spent. That would be kind of a cool little device to have, some headphones plugged into it. But yeah, no, it sounds really good. It's actually kind of impressive. Now that the music's kind of building up a little more, I'm getting a lot more that I didn't really get before. As far as, let me turn that down a little bit. I can't hear myself think. Getting a little bit more as far as like the details of kind of some of the nuances of the instruments. That, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in this song, and everything feels like its own separate instrument, whereas before it's kind of almost all crammed together. But yeah, I would definitely check this out, the FX Audio FX03, and certainly if you need a headphone amp to go with it, the Tube 05 by FX Audio also. This seems to be a really good combination here. Really impressed with it. But appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next video.